can live a much better life. All right. I'm going to go through something that's very important that I want to touch on that a lot of people miss. And I want to talk about this because we've been helping. I get a lot of people that come to me and they talk to me about how difficult it is in the morning to get going. A lot of people that come to me face this whole dilemma of feeling burnt out. We got a lot of people that come to us that are burnt out. They're in a place where they're working extra hours. Some people have two jobs. They're trying to get out of their day job to start their side hustle. There's people that are running full-time businesses that are working from early in the morning till late at night, and they're just feeling worn out. And we got people that come to us that have got to a point where they've been running their businesses for so long and it's just driving them nuts that they can't find the energy and motivation and capacity to crush through in the day and be able to be more effective. So I want to talk to you about this very important component. It's about waking up in the morning and getting going and having this energy and this your neurobiology working with you to get you functioning effectively. Now, something magical happens in the morning when you wake up. Now, I don't know if you know this, but when you go to sleep, there is one circuit that is there to put you to sleep. One circuit, right? And so it's easy to go to sleep at night. When you wake up in the morning, there are 7 circuits that have to perpetuate to wake you up, to get you out of bed. 7 circuits. So your brain is working 7 times harder to get you out of bed than what it does to put you to sleep. That's quite extraordinary. So there's a lot of energy and a lot of mechanics that need to happen to get you out of bed and feeling good in the morning. All right, and a lot of people come to us and they're feeling burnt out. They're feeling worn out because they're not able to function effectively during the day. And the morning time is where it's the most critical moment. The most critical moment when you're getting out of bed sets the tone for the rest of your day. It sets the tone for the rest of your week. And if you don't function effectively at that moment when you're getting out of bed, that moment where you're triggering your neurochemistry to act on your behalf, then you're going to feel your day being sluggish, you're going to feel your day wearing thin, and you're not going to be as effective as you should. You're allowing your neurochemistry to let you down. And when it comes to neurochemistry, there are 3 very critical components or neuromodulators that are very necessary for you to have effective mornings, right? These modulators need to be woken up. They need to be activated. They need to be streaming through your neurobiology so that you're feeling good, right? These are dopamine. Dopamine is critical to be effective. Dopamine is that drug that wakes you up, that helps you move forward. Dopamine is the moving forward chemical, and it's critical. It's vital for having an effective day. It's vital for having an effective life. If you don't know how to master that or manage that neurochemistry, then it's going to leave you running sluggish and feeling demotivated and feeling low. The next one is serotonin. Serotonin is critical for that, for feeling good, for feeling great about who you are, your self-confidence, all that kind of stuff is closely related to serotonin. And so in the mornings, it's important to be rising up that neurochemical to give you that activation in the day. The next thing is endorphins, epinephrine, sorry. Epinephrine is vital. It's like one of the baseline chemicals. This is adrenaline that you need to trigger off. You need to wake up that adrenaline in the morning so that you can get out of bed and feel energized, right? Now, on a normal day, all of these happen anyway. All of this neurochemistry is activating in your mind, and you're able to perform a normal day. But if you don't activate these at the right level, you feel down, right? If your dopamine's down, you're going to feel down. If your serotonin's down, you're not going to feel motivated. If your epinephrine is down, you're not going to be energized to get out of bed. You're not going to be energized for the day. So the higher of those levels you can create, the much better you're going to perform, the much better you're going to feel during the day, which is critical. Now, to taking you from feeling worn out to feeling really ecstatic and excited in the morning, it's about understanding how you can boost those neurochemicals and give you the feeling of feeling ecstatic and feeling great and having an awesome day. And you feel like you really want to perform at your best, or you can perform at your best because your neurochemistry is backing you up. Now, I know what it's like. I've been around as an entrepreneur for many years, struggling and battling and trying to figure out things to perform better. I'm trying to break the code of understanding how I can get my body to perform at its best so I can have a body that's working well and a mind that's performing at its peak. And I went through the stages, right? I understand that it's hard to sometimes be able to get out of bed, to feel motivated, to feel energized. It's one of the biggest things most entrepreneurs struggle with on a daily basis. But when you break the code, when you understand what it takes to get out of that zone and understand how to engage your biology and get your neurochemistry working for you instead of against you, that's when everything changes. That's when your whole life becomes a whole new playing field. And so for 7 years, I've been able to go from feeling worn out, drained, lethargic, and de-energized to on top of my game, peak performer, and year after year after year, being able to accomplish great things in our business and in our lives. Now I can show you that this transformation is an interesting transformation. It's great. I can show you my transformation, my abs, but what I can't show you is how awesome I feel, how amazing it feels to be in control of your neurochemistry and be able to have it working for you and feeling good all the time. And that's what this is about. You're an entrepreneur. You are like this car, right? You have amazing performance. You have amazing capacity. You have the potential to do amazing things, to perform at your best, right? You have this ability to go out and change the world, to do amazing things. But here's the thing, just as a car, just as a shell, it doesn't really mean anything unless you can turn that into something amazing. But it needs battery, it needs fuel, it needs a good driver, it needs good direction, right? This vehicle means nothing if you're not putting in the right fuel into it, the right oils, the right lubrication, having the right battery in place, having the right driver in place, right? Your prefrontal cortex is your driver. If you don't have that driver in place that knows what it's doing, that's got good direction and good capacity, you're going to just be swaying all over the place, right? Your driver has to take you from A to B. So you have amazing potential. This is you with the awesome ability and awesome way to change the world. But what you put in your body, what you put inside of you, is what you're going to get out of it. There's no two ways about it. Your neurochemistry is the fundamental component to helping you drive forward in your day. Neurochemistry is critical. So many entrepreneurs have this concept of that they're going to think and grow rich. They're going to think their way to wealth and fortunes, which is half the battle. It's only half the piece of the pie. Because if you're thinking right, if you've got affirmations working for you and all that kind of stuff, that's only one piece of the puzzle. The other big piece of the puzzle is your neurochemistry. And without your neurochemistry working with you or for you, you're going to be feeling sluggish all the time. You're going to be worn out, you're going to feel lethargic, you're going to feel drained. Your neurochemistry is everything. If you're not functioning, if you're not understanding how to prime your neurochemistry, you will never be able to perform at your best. So it's critical to understand this. And to have a good driver, your driver is the most important part of your vehicle, right? Your driver needs to understand and be primed to create the outcome that you need to have to be the best entrepreneur that you can be. There's a control mechanism that you have in your prefrontal cortex called the executive function. That executive function drives your whole system. And if your executive function is worn out, it's not looked after, it's dilapidated, your executive function is going to respond accordingly. And so you're always going to be chasing your tail, trying to be performing at your best, but going to be let down by your neurochemistry, right? And these are the three most important neurochemicals you need to drive peak performance. And when you're waking up in the morning, these are the primary drivers for getting you motivated and moving forward and having an ecstatic and energized day. Here it is, dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical of movement. It's the chemical that you need to take the most notice of. We need to understand how to drive dopamine. If we don't know how to drive dopamine, we'll never be motivated. We'll never achieve the goals that we're looking to achieve because dopamine helps us achieve those goals. Serotonin. You'll never feel good about what you're doing unless you know how to drive serotonin, how to master serotonin. Serotonin is that feel-good chemical that helps you get motivated and feel good about what you're doing and being in the moment, being able to enjoy what you've got. It's critical. They work together. Epinephrine, critical component, critical neurochemical, the neuromodulator that helps you to get going. It helps energize you. It helps get you feeling ecstatic about what you're doing. And when you know how to work these three in the morning, that moment when you wake up, it's a critical component or critical time frame for you to be able to get these neurochemicals released so that you can feel better, so you can perform at your best. If you understand this, if you know how to work this, it's going to be transformational. I'm going to teach you something that's out of our system. It's from our drive system. It's about motivation. It's about getting you engaged and energized. This is our system. This is a system that works really well for entrepreneurs to get on top of their game and perform at their best, right? So there's no way for anyone to have success in life without a systematized approach. There's nothing. You don't have a good relationship. You don't have a good body. You'll never achieve your goals. You'll never have success in business unless you have these three components. These three components are critical. You have to have commitment. If you don't have commitment to something or anything, you're never going to achieve anything, right? There's no point saying, I want to get rich, or I want to have a big house, or I want to have a nice car, if you don't have commitment. And commitment means you yearn for doing something. You want it badly. The next thing is you need clarity. Clarity is a system. You need a system that helps drive you forward. There's no other way to get to where you want to go in your life with goals and accomplish success without clarity. And ultimately, you need confidence. And confidence comes from the people around you, the people that work with you, the people that help you, coaches, mentors, people that can drive you forward in your business and in your life. Without that, you don't have all the components to move forward. So if you want to have a happy, healthy, successful life, you need to systematize what you're doing. And ultimately, the benefits that you get out of doing a system correctly is being able to be in the moment. What we help our clients do is accomplish these things, being in the moment, accomplishing more every day because your neurochemistry is working with you. Increased happiness, physical performance, smarter decision-making, right? Your neurochemicals help you make smarter decisions. Your executive network works with those neurochemicals, and if they're not working together synchronistically, then you're going to not make correct decisions. You're going to be second guessing. You're going to have doubts. You're going to have fear of failure, and all these things are going to let you down. Better problem solving, heightened alertness, and ultimately a feeling of fulfillment. You get your neurochemistry working for you. As an entrepreneur, your feeling of fulfillment increases because everything you do in life, you're feeling effective because you're performing at your best. All right, I want to talk about a system, a strategy that works really well for people who are waking up in the morning and want to get out of bed feeling amazing, right? Now, we've been talking about the different components of our biology, the executive network, and your neurochemistry, right? Serotonin, dopamine, and epinephrine, or adrenaline, the same thing. Right now, to wake these up in the morning, most of us just get out of bed. We look at our alarm clocks, right? The alarm clock's going off, and we might slap that alarm clock and say, I'm going to sleep a few more minutes or whatever. And then next thing you know, you're rushing around like a mad thing, right? The thing is, at this moment, the critical moment, when you're waking up, there are 7 circuits, 7 networks that are triggering to wake you up. These 7 networks are working hard. Circuits, should I say, are working hard to drive you out of bed, right? If you don't understand that, if you're not in charge of this mechanism that's happening as you're waking up, those 7 systems are going to start going off track, and you're going to start feeling, lethargic, worn out, not feeling like you're engaging in the day, and that's just going to cause a whole lot of mess, right? So you've got to take control of this from the moment you wake up. The very second you wake up is critical. So some of the key components that we teach our clients is number 1, wake up and imagine a happy thought, right? Some people go towards gratitude. I prefer happiness, love, feeling of emotions, feeling connected with your people around you, the loved ones around you. That moment of feeling happy when you're just getting out of bed is a really powerful driver to start waking up your executive network, right? And start raising up your serotonin levels. The next thing is to underpin your values, right? Your values are critical. Your values are the most important component of your whole identity, right? Understanding your values, having your values in front of you as you're waking up in the morning, I think is one of the most important, critical things that you can do. It starts setting your mind frame in the right place for you to start engaging your executive network so you start feeling good about your day. The next thing is, and this might sound silly, some people do puzzles, word puzzles, or Rubik's Cubes or something first thing in the morning when they wake up, because you want to wake up that executive network. You want to wake up your functioning in your brain. Your prefrontal cortex is fast asleep. It's got a lot of energy to get it going again, right? Your dopamine is starting to come up. Your serotonin is starting to come up. You want to start driving it into adrenaline. You got to wake up that prefrontal cortex. And one of the good things a lot of people do is start formulating some equations. I like to say, do a simple maths equation as you're waking up in the morning, right? Three mathematical equations of, say, 3 plus 6 or 9 plus 12, or just random numbers that you pick and you add them together. This does a powerful thing to your prefrontal cortex, and it wakes you up, right? You start feeling engaged. You'll feel your brain start waking up. The next thing to do, your eyes. Your eyeballs are connected quite solidly through your neural network right into your brain, right? Your eyes play a pivotal role to your functioning during the day, right? How you move your eyes, how you rotate your eyes, or what you do with your eyes plays a role in how your brain is going to function through that day and every day, right? Because we're taking in a whole lot of information through our eyes, and our eyes play a big role. Now, there's a big movement at the moment around it's called eye yoga. Eye yoga is very powerful. It gives you context on how powerful you can use your eyes to set you in a time frame or a mode of focus, right? Focus and motivation. Moving your eyes around as you're waking up in the morning will help wake up your whole system, right? Your brain will start increasing in energy, and you'll start bringing in dopamine into your system. So moving your eyes from side to side, up and down, around, and then squeeze your eyes closed, and then open them, all right? This is going to trigger a response in your brain that's going to feel you waking up, right? Very powerful. If you try this multiple times, it's going to feel really cool when you feel your brain waking up in the morning, right? The next thing is oxygen, breathing. Taking in breaths, deep breaths, is vital. As you're waking up in the morning, you are so depleted of oxygen. You've got a lot of carbon dioxide inside of you, and your body's not going to function. It's not going to function the way it should. So you want to breathe in as much oxygen as you possibly can, right? Breathing in deep and breathing out. This does two things. First of all, it's going to engage your oxygen level, which is going to push oxygen into your brain and start waking your brain up. The second thing it's going to do is it's going to raise adrenaline, your norepinephrine, or your epinephrine in your brain. This is a really important component to getting out of bed and feeling engaged, right? When norepinephrine is engaged in your prefrontal cortex, this is when you start feeling energized. You start feeling excited about the day. You've now got some serotonin that's going to back that up from feeling good and smiling and bringing all that happiness in. And then finally, what you want to do is start doing what we call a tumor type breathing, right? Breathing in and breathing out. Do that about 20 times. And after the last 20th breath out, hold your breath, right? You want to go into what's called hypoxia. Now, hypoxia is very important. One of the most important components of peak performance is carbon dioxide management. Carbon dioxide management is vital to brain function. Your health and well-being is very closely connected to your CO2 level. If you've got good control over your carbon dioxide or through hypoxia, you're going to feel much better, you're going to perform much better, and your whole system is going to be engaged. So hypoxia means holding your breath. And when you can control your carbon dioxide and manage your carbon dioxide, it does a lot of incredible things inside your neurochemistry, inside your system, inside your nervous system as well. So holding your breath for as long as you can on a down movement, typically a minute if you can, doesn't really matter, just as long as you possibly can. And then taking a deep breath and then holding that for as long as you can as well. This does a very big triggering effect in your system. It'll wake up your nervous system. It'll wake up your neurobiology. It's going to get that adrenaline and norepinephrine happening inside of your brain, and you're going to feel super much more awake and ready to engage the day. Doing these practices in the morning as you're waking up will definitely charge you up and get you excited and motivated to go and crush the day. As an entrepreneur, you need to be looking at practices like these to get you the edge, to move forward and feeling amazing about what you're about to do in your day. All right? This is a system that we have. I've just shown you, as I zoom out a little bit, a small component of what we help our clients with, entrepreneurs who want to really crush it in this world. We're giving them a context of building a super powerful mindset and being able to accomplish more than they ever thought they could through being able to understand and modify their biology. Hacking your biology, being in control of your biology is going to give you a much more powerful outcome in your mind than you could ever imagine. My name is Matthew White. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you want to find out more about our system, how you can engage your mindset so you can be more powerful and crush this day, come and catch up with me. There's a link around, or PM me. I'll catch you again soon. Take care. Talk to you in the next one.